Cheers guys, gameswriter here. Now this is going to be a different kind of review. Think of it as a therapy session for myself, where I get to let out all of my feelings, both good and bad, about Pokemon Sword and Shield, and why I frankly believe we deserve a little better. This video will contain spoilers, so you've been warned. I want to start with my Pokemon background. I've played every generation of the main series, and I'm a big Pokemon fan. I usually enjoy working my way through the region and conclude my playthrough after I've defeated the champion and any other additional endgame content. I don't do competitive battles, and I don't spend much time playing with or petting my Pokemon. In Sword and Shield, I didn't camp or make curry. Part of the reason I don't do any additional breeding or camping or doing lots of raid battles to farm experience for my Pokemon is because I didn't need to. I haven't needed to. Like I said, I don't play competitive and I don't claim to be a Pokemon master. But I find it very easy to use my most powerful, super effective attacks repeatedly, and that will easily get me through the game without needing to do any additional activities to level up my Pokemon. Pokemon has become way too easy. I find myself sneaking around trainers and running away from wild Pokemon. This isn't because I don't want to battle them, it's because I don't want to go into every gym battle being overleveled. Very rarely do I find myself with the need to think on my feet and strategize. It seems to me like Pokemon has become for two kinds of players. Inexperienced players who want a game that doesn't challenge them and just want to catch and battle Pokemon as part of the Pokemon world. And players who want to run through the gyms, regions, and story as quickly as possible to get to the competitive battling post-game. Players like me who want a challenging single-player experience have been somewhat forgotten. Curiosity has almost consumed me, and I can't stop wondering what is happening over at Game Freak. Are they tired of making Pokemon games and want to branch out into different IP? Is the majority of the player base kids and competitive players? And it makes the most sense to cater to them. Do they continue removing aspects of the games that players like in order to prevent the be-all end-all Pokemon experience that satisfies us? Because right now they have their players caught in a cycle, where we're constantly hoping for the Pokemon game we want, and so we keep buying each entry hoping it will satisfy us. If Game Freak is tired of making Pokemon games, why don't they pass the torch? I'm sure lots of developers have grown up playing Pokemon and understand what it takes to make it special, and would do it justice. If the majority of players is kids and competitive players, then tell us that, and I'll happily move on. The point is, Game Freak needs to communicate better with their players. If they're cutting corners, be honest. Tell us you're reusing models from previous generations, but they will still look great, and use that time and money in other places. Sword and Shield has some cool Pokemon, and honestly, my favorite locations in all of Pokemon. But it doesn't have difficulty levels. You can't have multiple save files. I want Mega Evolutions back. They were awesome. The story barely exists, and what exists feels like such an afterthought it shouldn't have been included at all. When speaking to Leon, Chairman Rose goes from a very reasonable argument, hey, let's start planning for our future and use this natural resource to find an energy source to power our cities. Let's not wait until it's too late and start building that clean energy future now. Then suddenly he's unleashing a legendary Pokemon that brings back the Darkest Day, which is never really explained, and Chairman Rose never explains how this legendary Pokemon will provide the cities with power. He just unleashes it. Then you beat him in a Pokemon battle and he gives up. He's like, oh, well, I guess you can go up and stop it now. Good luck. Then after you defeat or capture it, Rose just turns himself in and says, yep, I was stupid. This is the same chairman who kicked Bede out of the gym challenge for trying to break a mural in order to get the chairman more wishing stars for his Darkest Day plan. Then he unleashes a Galar-destroying Pokemon a few days later. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I wish I had the courage to vote with my wallet and not purchase the next installment in the franchise. But I do have fun with Pokemon, and the time I spend is still worth my $80 Canadian. But with such a poor story, missing features that should be included in any AAA development at this point, and a lack of communication with fans, Game Freak has lost most of my confidence and some of my respect. I thank them for creating a franchise that I love. And I believe that the community that has enjoyed, supported, and defended Pokemon deserves a game they can be really proud of. Fans of Zelda got the chance to enjoy the success of Breath of the Wild and cheered for it to win Game of the Year. There's no reason why fans of Pokemon shouldn't be able to do the same. Thanks for listening to my little rant there. I know this is all controversial and political, and this won't be a regular thing. But I am passionate about this, and I believe that Pokemon often gets a free pass, and I want the franchise to be held to a higher standard. I want to stop comparing Pokemon to Pokemon and start comparing Pokemon to game franchises that are raising the bar and listening to their players. Signed, gameswriter. That was a lot, but if you want more reviews, rants, and other stuff, remember gameswriter. And if you won't, then you should subscribe.